Welcome back for part 2 of the portable AC unit repair. So I'll just go ahead and install the new blower wheel. So we've got a washer first. So this goes on next, like that. Another washer goes on top. Lock washer. You can see the stack is getting pretty close to the end of the stud. And then I'll just put the nut on at the end. You can see it just barely fits, so that's going to work out just perfectly. So inevitably, if I wanted to finish this project and have a working AC unit just in time for the 85-degree weather we were expecting, I needed to finish rebuilding the water sensor stud. The problem with the plastic in the case is that it appears to be polypropylene, which does not bond well with conventional adhesives. Long story short, I found this Dap Rapid Fuse kit that claimed to bond all plastics. Also, since the corners of the stud and the case were chipped, I placed some Instamorph over the stud to act as a cap and let it cure in place. Next, I removed the cured Instamorph, sanded the stud in the case, and applied the plastic primer from the kit to both the remaining stud and the new cap and let it dry for 60 seconds. I then applied the adhesive in the kit to the cap, placed it over the stud, and applied pressure for about a minute. I then let it cure for at least 30 minutes. Now, as far as sanding equipment goes, I'm very limited right now. I just have one flap disc. I also have these drum sanding pieces here that I can use for the Dremel. So I'm going to try the flap disc first. I'm going to be very careful doing it on a low speed first. I just want to sand this down nice and flat. I have let this sit for probably, I want to say, about 4 hours. It'll sit on there like that. That actually looks pretty good. Okay, I'm going to apply the adhesive now. Just to one of the pieces, not to both. Alright, that is pretty strong already. I'm going to let that cure for a half hour, and then I'll come back, sand off the rest of this, make it look a little bit better, and that should be it, hopefully. Okay, so I've got the new blower wheel in here. We're going to give this a quick test. So I've got this hanging here, so that should not trigger an FL on there. We should have a functioning unit. So let's give this a shot, see how it does. Alright, I'm going to trigger this thing over here. Got our FL back again. So it looks like it's working just fine. Alright, so we're going to give this a shot. We're going to reverse the whole process here, put everything back together. So I'm going to start first of all with the blower wheel. That means I got to lift this up a little bit so I have clearance to be able to get it in there. So we'll put these screws in the front first. So we've got the blower wheel back in. I'm going to put the 2 screws in to hold the top part down next. so that's all done. All right, and you notice I did not put the sensor back in yet, and so there's not much space to reach. I want to be very careful about this, so I was trying to avoid putting this in and have this hit that and break this off. Let's go ahead and put this in now. Looks like it fits correctly. And what I'm going to do is put some blue thread lock. I already got some on there. Just going to put that in here. And because I can't reach, I already kind of planned this out. I'm going to use this tool instead to drive the screw in. Alright, so a little precarious. I was sweating quite a bit trying to get the screw back in, and I was hoping that this would not break off, and it looks pretty sturdy. So that is done, and I'll just continue on putting the rest of the air conditioner back together. Alright, so we're going to put the front half of the case back on first, and it needs to clip in right there. There we go. I'll put a screw to hold that in. I'm going to put two down here on the front. Alright, so I'm going to put the cover back on here before I put the back case on. Okay, now we can put our back case cover on. Okay, so this side's together. I'm going to put a screw in over here. The screw goes right down here. Now we can just put our filter back in. That's done. Got our caps here. Caps back on, and then the last thing is just the top, the panel up there, and that's it. Alright, so I'm putting the cover back on the top here. Don't forget your sensor cover right there also. Alright, so we're going to give this one last test now that I got it all back together. Go ahead and plug it in. Nice and cool, wow. Got exhaust coming out the back, it's nice and warm, like it should be. Man, that's looking good. Alright, so we've got the GE AC unit up and running again. I'm going to go over the cost here and talk about that real quick. So the unit itself was free. I did have to pay about $5 in gas to go pick it up. So we'll put that on our tally here. Instamorph, that was to fix the stud that had broken. This was about, I think, $12 for that. We've got our adhesive, special for plastics. And this one, I think, was about $5. This is Dap Rapid Fuse. And then the last thing was the most expensive item. That was the blower wheel, and that was about $40 on eBay. So all told, about $62 for getting this thing back up and running again. Not bad at all. And of course, my time involved too. So hopefully this information was helpful, and thanks for watching. See links in the description below. Comment, like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to check us out on social media. And thanks for watching.